Hey everybody, it's Nate. It's got a weird shadow on my face. Okay, try to drive like this, but just headed into town. Gotta get a few essentials, water, coffee, stuff like that. Had a friend I talked to, just came up, and they had a defund the police rally going on right on the main drag, and pretty funny hearing a story. He was trying to make out the signs, just a handful, a couple of kids dressed in black, of course, and holding up a big black sign. And as he drove by, he was trying to read the sign because he's like, what's this all about? And he just got done reading the defund the police part when he glanced over, and one of the young female protesters had her jugs just hanging right out for everybody to look at, I guess. So I'm not sure quite what that statement is supposed to, how that pertains to quote unquote systematic police brutality against minorities, but it's definitely an attention getter. And oh dude, nice way to fucking drive. God, people are batshit crazy. Batshit crazy. Everywhere you go. I think I knew that guy actually. But yeah, anyway. First store I went into, no mask, no entry. So as I've done in the past with a favorite store that I often go to, stuck my shirt over my face like this. Isn't that the same thing as wrapping a shirt around my face, I asked. And he said, yeah, pretty much. I guess that'll work. So I just walked out. That's one thing that really gets under my nerves, gets under my skin, gets on my nerves, is the inconsistency. It's like, if you're gonna have a state order, at least pretend like it makes sense, right? Like there's some kind of regulation, consistency, some kind of science behind your arbitrary little edicts, little tyrant, Jared Polis. Anyway, back to the topless protester. Yeah, I just drove past them. They're still out there. It's 7 o'clock. A friend of mine who saw them drove past downtown Loveland, and that was way back around noon, I think. So they've been out there for this long. This young woman without a shirt on. So public indecency, is that a thing anymore? Is there any policing going on? Like, is there any law and order right now? That's what I'd really like to get down to the bottom of that, because it doesn't seem like there is. It just seems like total chaos is being encouraged right now in the streets of America. And I'm gonna have trouble. I'm gonna have a bad time here too, because they're not even gonna want. This is Sprouts, so yeah. Health Nazis, I think they're some of the worst. This COVID pandemic, quote unquote. Let's see what happens. See if I can get in or not. It's just getting so old, people. It's getting so old. I mean, with a public indecency thing, like, what next? Is there gonna be a guy just completely sitting on the street corner of a busy intersection with his genitals hanging out, with little kids, families driving by? Is that gonna be acceptable because he's protesting? He's got a protest sign with him. Is that all it takes anymore, people? for a pervert to go around flashing little kids out in public? Does he just need a defund the police or a BLM sign to get away with it? Because that's basically the message that you're giving people right now. It's pissing me off. I can see why people are just like losing their shit and getting ready to snap if they haven't already snapped. And I'm not one to snap, but I will test my boundaries. And if they want to keep polling this bull crap infringement upon our civil liberties with no science to back it, and not even any consistency in the message of these pointless laws that they're state enactments, orders by the state, they have to abide by. These poor little small businesses. It's like, how about you stand up and tell all these little bureaucrats to piss off that you know, your store was founded on America. You live on American soil, and you can, you know, first you can't choose not to bake somebody a cake, and now you can't allow anybody into your store without a mask. Like, the inconsistency is just glaringly obvious, and it's just clown-like. It's like George Orwell, 2 and 2 equals 5, right? To say it's 4, that's apostasy. Alright, I'm gonna see if I can get in and out. I just really need coffee. That's all I'm looking for. Just some coffee. I've been waiting. I got a mail order from Portland, Oregon. Roseline Coffee. Some of the best stuff out there, folks, but it was delivered on the 31st, and I think it's like the 3rd or 4th now. And they haven't stuck in my mailbox. I'm starting to go crazy because I don't have the coffee. You can see the camera shaking. I mean business. So I'm going in. I hope to come out with some coffee. I don't know. We'll see. I guess I'm one of them, folks. That lady just really pissed me off. So I didn't want to walk in there and make a big show. I didn't want to carry this big camera. So I don't have my phone on me, so I don't want to carry this big camera in my hand and be an ass, right? And try to make a scene like a lot of people seem to be happy to do right now. I just wanted one bag of coffee. I just wanted to buy a bag of coffee, okay? I was already in the store. Okay, when you enter the store, this is Sprouts we're talking about here. Yep, there we go. Corporations killing America. Yeah, they not only monopolize run out mom and pop shops, monopolize full industries in this country by running all the small guys out of business. We used to have in this town, very first in a long time, a health food store opened up. It's called Crunchy Grocers. Some people might know the history. They stayed in business for a couple years, and you know, they're all right. I wouldn't go there for all my shopping, but I try to support them because it's a mom and pop shop. It's a small health food store. And then wouldn't you know it, right here on Lincoln and 34 Eisenhower. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Guess who opens up, right? Sprouts Market opens up. Yeah, the little monopolists. Yeah, the little monopolists. You know, the ones that like to run all the small guys out of business. Just like Sprouts. And wouldn't you know it, that's really close. Wouldn't you know it, soon after Crunchy Grocers closed. So I walk in there, and there's a kid, you know, a little brown shirt by the door. This young kid. It's probably the only job he's qualified for. I don't know. In any case, he's doing it. He has to. It's his job. I get that. I walk in, I say, you know, can I do the shirt thing? He's like, no, I have to give you one of these. I have to give you one. He didn't even say I had to wear it. He said, I have to give you one. So I took, you know, their little chintzy fabric surgical mask. And I was like, that's great. Okay, I'll hold on to it. If that makes you feel better, I'm not putting it on my face. I will not comply to your bullshit. I didn't say that, but that's what I'm thinking, yeah. Gears ticking in my head. You know, if you don't stand your ground now, you won't have any ground left to stand on, all that. You know, you gotta practice what you preach. That's the hard part. I mean, I really want coffee. So I found the coffee. They got this, it smells great. Sidamo Ethiopian blend, or Ethiopia Sidamo whole bean. It smelled great. Like it's been a week since I have had real coffee. I had some today. It was like the Sam's Club stuff. That is so disgusting. I don't know how people drink that. It tastes like dirt, literally. And there's nothing you can do about it to make it taste like coffee. So I'm a coffee snob. That's my weakness, you might say. Right? Like, if it comes down to no buy, sell, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do without coffee. I'm going to have to get really good at roasting up bark, tree bark. So I go in there for that one item, and I know I got to get in, get out quick, because the longer you stay, the longer you linger, you know, you're going to get somebody turning you into the authorities or one of these paid for Gestapos telling you put your mask on. I made the mistake. I probably went to the wrong lady in line, the checkout line. And I walked up without my mask on. And she was like, yeah, could you put your mask on? And I'm like, no, I have a hard time breathing with it on. And she says, oh, that's okay though. And I'm like, no, it's not okay. Like, do these people have any education at all about like people with health conditions, right? There are people who genuinely can't restrict the airflow to their faces. All right? You know, you can't just deny them the ability to buy themselves groceries, okay? So as soon as she said that, oh, that's fine. That's fine. You can't breathe with a mask on. That's fine. I'm like, no, it's not fine. You know, it's not fine that I can't breathe. I need air to breathe, people, okay? Think about it. Your lungs were designed. We're in high elevation here, okay? And you're mandating people to wear masks that restrict airflow, okay? There's a lot of people that are worse off than me with worse off health conditions than I have. So yeah, I tossed the bag down onto her little checkout roller. I didn't throw it at her, I just tossed it onto the counter. Said, well then I'm not going to buy anything here. I'm not going to buy your stuff. I walked out. I kind of stomped out. And I threw the mask on the ground. Little old lady with a mask on. Like, they don't need that. So yeah, now she's watching what I'm saying. So, you know, we live in this like climate where it's like okay to spy on what people are doing. Like that's okay, right? Not to mind your own business. But I get it, whatever. Be afraid, live in fear. Think everybody's a terrorist because that's what you've been trained for the last 20 years straight. People are losing their shit. And I guess I'm one of them, because I'm not going to comply with their bullcrap. But she literally, that's what she said. It's okay. I have a hard time breathing with this thing on my face. It's okay. No, it's not okay. And who the hell are you? Like, who the hell are these people? You're not like a government employee. You don't have like powers that regular citizens don't have. You have a job. You check out groceries, okay? That's a loud car. You check out groceries, okay? You're not in some special position with a uniform where you can dictate what freedoms people have. It's fucking... Sorry, my language. It's getting old. It's getting really old. And really frustrating. I just wanted some coffee. Where the hell do I go to get decent coffee? There's one place in town. This is it. Thanks, Sprouts. Frickin' commies. Fascists. Fascistic corporations. You sit on American soil and you deny Americans their God-given rights to life and liberty. Air that we breathe is essential for life. Okay, you're just filtering out a little bit of their life, right? Just 4%. 4% of our oxygen, you know? You can live without it, right? Next time it'll be 10%, 20%, you know, until we're all on life support. Tell you what, like the Constitution and our the principles this nation was founded on, America, as it was intended to be, is on life support right now. And if we don't start standing up and just shouting down these bullies, these un-American, authoritarian, bootlicking bullies, you know, there's not going to be anything left to stand for in this country. There's very little as is left. And this is just final straw in my book. I mean, you're going to start invading into people's personal spaces to the point of mandating them put stuff on their face to keep us all safe. Because we can't be responsible for our own health. And if you have a mask on, and I don't, if that mask works to keep my particles out of my mouth, doesn't it work to keep them out of your mouth if you've got one on too, right? Does anybody think critically, logically? There's no science behind this, people. It's ridiculous. There's study after study before COVID ever was. And you can go quote their own studies and go to their own websites. I've posted multiple times CDC, NIH website links saying fabric masks are ineffective for blocking virus particles. They're so small, the aerosols are so small that the virus passes right through fabric. So you're giving people, if you do think it's a really scary pandemic, which it's not, because just look at the data, 99.7% recovery rate, okay? If you do think it's a scary pandemic, then why are you giving people this false sense of security that they can gather in small, tight spaces with these little security blankets on their faces that aren't doing anything for them, and they're just spreading this deadly contagion everywhere they go? God, you're such sheep. People are such sheep right now. You're sheep. Sheep, people. Yeah, be a good citizen. Put your mask on. You're sheep. Should I just start, maybe I'll just start on shouting it from the street corners. You're sheep! Maybe that's my calling. Maybe I missed my calling. Better late than never, right? Just like I'll be on the street corner on my soapbox with a big sign. You're all sheep. The little image of sheep with masks on their face. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I mean, I think we're really being tested right now, people. As a nation, as free Americans, and in the bigger picture, on a spiritual level, I think we're being tested right now. What are we going to be able to sacrifice to stay true to the truth, basically? Is this just a dry run? I think it is. The mask mandate, I think it's a dry run for the mark of the beast. I'm more and more convinced of that by the day. I mean, I can't go anywhere. I've gone to 2 places. I came down for 2 things other than water, which I can still get water. Wow. Because I've got a card and it's all outside. It's a big ranch water fill station. I'm not infecting anybody except for the last person who went through there and touched all those buttons that now I'm going to touch. And if we were to believe that this is a fearful, horrible contagion, then they might as well be out there after every car desanitizing those buttons, right? Because we're afraid of spreading COVID to everybody. And yeah, the little viruses last on surfaces for hours. But you can't go into a store without a security blanket face diaper on. You can't buy or sell. There's ways around it right now. Like, I could if I wanted to go through the process of trying to get curbside delivery, which I've never done and don't really care to, but at the same time, why do I want to support these corporate fascists? These corporate monopoly men who could give a rat's ass about our country, our standards of living, about our civil liberties, about anything this country was founded on. I could care less, right? More chaos, mayhem. There's an ambulance. I hope that wasn't the Antifa crew. I guess I could go check it out. There's a fire truck. Who knows anymore what's going on? I try not to come down to the cities, but I just wanted some coffee. Water, coffee, maybe a cold drink, I don't know. This is the summer of no fun. That's what Jared Polis calls it, remember? Is anybody else having fun right now? And those few who are, like my friend who does wedding DJs, just got in trouble because they did a video of him. He didn't have a mask on. And he was reported to, somebody sent the video to the governor's office, and the governor made sure to follow through and contact the relevant associations for wedding DJs. I don't know. This is the Gestapo Nazi mentality society that they want to create right now. This is the world your children are going to live in if you don't stand up and call bullshit and stop complying. Can't have fun, folks. This is a pandemic. It's a serious situation. There's people dying. Like, hasn't everybody else seen the piles of corpses, mass burials, shortage on coffins, like in the Spanish flu they keep referring to? Yeah, there is no such thing, is there? Because the mortality rate is 0.03 to 5%, if you believe their numbers, their cooked numbers. So yeah, I guess shit out of luck. Hey, if anybody's got coffee, I'll take coffee donations at this point. Anything to keep the show going. The Nightwatch Podcast. This is Nightwatch N8, your host. Feeling a bit frazzled right now. No coffee and no service at a store that I've shopped at for 6 years now, I think. Ever since this little corporate chain popped up. I try not to shop here, but I buy a couple things here just because, like I said, there's not any decent local coffee place. There's a Dark Heart Cafe. It's a great place. I follow them on Facebook. Shout out. But they close at like 3 o'clock. I can't get to town by 3 o'clock. I've got too much stuff to do. Can they just stay open a little longer, folks? They'd probably want me to wear a mask too, but at least they could like hand me a coffee bag out the door and I'd shove them a wad of cash. These guys are laughing. They probably just drove by that Topless protester. I got a quick film of it, but it's all blurry. I think that's probably for the better. I don't think you want to see those jugs. Anyway, this is the world I'm living in right now. I hope everybody can relate. I'm sure you can. I don't know what to do. I'm like at my wit's end at this point. I'm on my last strand, folks. I've had enough of this crap. Yeah, put on your mask like good little boys. Good little tough boys wear masks. Good little tough boys, put on your masks. Real tough until it comes to following orders and putting on their masks. Alright, well, I've talked long enough. This is bullcrap. This is life in the new America, folks. How you enjoying it? You like your new world order? It'll just get shittier from here on out. I can guarantee you that. 100%. It's just going to get worse and worse. And the more you comply and the less you resist, just the quicker it'll get even more shittier. It's just going to get batshit crazy. I, for one, have had enough. I'm as tired as hell, and I'm not going to take it anymore. I'm tired as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore. I'm mad as hell, that's what it is. I'm mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore. You can start shouting that out my window while I'm driving down the street. Maybe I'll get somebody to join in with me. Probably would, actually. It seems like right now, everybody just needs a good dose of scream therapy. Problem is, they're venting it all on each other, and that doesn't help the situation. I don't think scream therapy works if you're screaming at somebody else, because it might make you feel better, but then it makes them feel bad, and they gotta scream at somebody else. It's just like a chain reaction, and then we're all screaming at the top of our lungs like lunatics. And I don't think we need any more lunacy at this point, folks. It's pretty batshit crazy as is. All right, talk to everybody later. God bless. Stay strong. Keep resisting tyranny every chance you can. Don't cave to the pressure. It's not easy. I feel like and there's like a natural catastrophe or a crisis going on. I can't have access to the basic essentials like coffee. Yeah. Maybe I'm better off. I won't be happier, but I might be healthier. I don't know. So insane, people. I don't even have a phone if I wanted to get curbside, so you know what, screw it at this point. I'm not gonna support these fascists. I swear that car's driven by twice. They must be going back and forth to get to those topless protesters. Alright, anyway, I gotta go. The old lady's back. Yeah, I think she works for them. Alright, we'll see you. Piss off, corporate scum. Boycott them, I say. Boycott the corporate, fascist, and disrespect the law of our land, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. Boycott every one of them. See what happens next. We got a counter protester. So there's women and children down there in that park. I don't know if you saw that, but wow. There's a lady with her child at the park, right across from the girl who's standing bare-breasted for all to see. No law enforcement on the scene. I just saw 2 ambulances and a fire truck go by earlier. Check this view out. That's pretty epic. That's what I'm talking about, people. There's still enough beauty in this world to fight for. That's what I say. See if I can get my face in focus again. Okay. A really beautiful sunset, but unfortunately it's marred by stupidity. And like I said, where are the police officers? Is that not a crime? Where's the law? There's kids. You know, do we have any public decency anymore in this nation? I mean, I'm gonna sound like a prude because I don't want to see a pair of boobies. Like I haven't seen enough boobies in my life. But I'm just thinking for some cultural standards, some normality, you know, young kids going out into public, you got to worry about naked people walking around, exposing themselves, full-grown adults. That's why we have laws. That's why we have laws, people. But now I guess we're living in this age of a war on law and order, so, you know, do what thou wilt, right? Aleister Crowley, didn't he say that? Do what thou wilt should be the whole of the law. That little evil man. Man, it's getting crazy. Maybe I've just been going without coffee for too long, but I don't think so. I don't think it's just me that's going crazy. Anyway, look at the sunset again, folks. One last beautiful image for everybody to enjoy. Soak it up, because the beauty is fading. It's fading quick. Kind of like our republic. Didn't last long, did it? Not so far, anyway. So let me get this straight, right? A young lady on the street corner all day. It's now 8 o'clock. It's now 8 o'clock. She's been out there all day. My friend saw her about noontime. Still out there. No law enforcement. She hasn't been arrested. She hasn't been detained. She hasn't been run off. She's still out there. Bare-breasted, exposing herself to the general population. Whole families, little kids, public venue. We're out in public here. I mean, everybody and anybody can drive by and be like, what? Take a double take. which most people do. You know what? I'm not going to drive by. I can actually cut across here, so trust me, it's not worth seeing again. But she's perfectly fine. No law enforcement. But I try to exercise have the audacity to step into a store unwilling to put on a mask to cover and restrict the airflow into my lungs, and I'm the bad guy, and I'm the trespasser. I'm the one who's operating outside the law, right? Because we have a state mandate, state order, all these stores that just have to go by, or else big bad freaking little Hitler governor, Jared Polis, is gonna get them. These people need to be thrown out of office immediately. Where are the protests? People, why is this allowed to go on? Why are we just caving and conforming to this level of tyranny? I don't get it, people. I don't get it. There's a war on law and order, and yeah, you're perfectly fine as long as you're participating in lawlessness, rioting, looting, destruction of cities. God forbid you try to exercise your God-given rights to life and liberty. Take a breath, unfiltered air, because you're the freaking criminal, man. You're the enemy number one right now. Enemy of the state. You know what? You can have your state. Coloradans, if you want to live like this, you deserve tyranny and oppression. That's coming. And it's coming. It's just a matter of time. If you put up with this, it's just a matter of time. Trust me. You'll get your reward. You'll reap what you sow. It's the toleration of evil that's destroying our country right now. We tolerate and we tolerate. And we're complicit with and complacent about evil in every stripe, every form, every nook and cranny of society. Just accept it, right? The pop stars, the movies, the media, the politicians, the liars that are celebrated, made into rock stars, celebrities for acting like complete idiots. We get what we deserve. The more we tolerate evil, the more evil we're gonna get, and the darker things are gonna become. I mean, this winter, I don't think we're ready for what this winter is gonna be like. I think it's gonna be one long, dark winter. All I can say is get prepared, my fellow patriots, because things are gonna get ugly. It's not gonna be pretty. I've said, and I'll keep saying, you know, don't go out and look for a fight. If it comes down to it, you gotta defend yourself. You know what to do. You know what to do. You're ready for it. If you're not all seeing the big picture by now, I don't know what to tell you, folks. It's pretty clear as day what this is all about. It's all about control over every aspect of our lives. Down to the very air we intake into our lungs. That's 100% essential for life. This is bullshit. This is horseshit. It's a bunch of shit. I know that's been the theme today, but I guess my attitude is just a little shitty. I got a shitty attitude, you might say. I'm not even in focus right now, that's how. So my camera doesn't even want to look at me. Oh, shit. Anyway, that was quite an experience. Just going down to my local, I'd say kind of a hometown of Loveland. Where's the love, Loveland? Where's the love? I'd really like to know at this point. Where's the love? Sickening what we've become. Sickening where we're going. Where we're headed. Because there's only one way down. Once we head down this road, it only leads one place. There's many dystopic nightmare novels that give us an indication of what it might be like to live in such a place. Brave New World, 1984. But pretty soon, we won't have to read novels. We'll be living in it. All thanks to our complicity and our acceptance and our toleration of tyranny, of evil. I, for one, will never get used to it, and I'll never be accepting of it, even if it kills me. Just hand over the coffee, lady. Nobody will get hurt. Yeah. Probably wouldn't work, huh? Oh well. Just another day in beautiful, colorful Covidrado. Thanks for watching, everybody. Catch y'all later. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Have no fear for the COVID-19, 'cause none of them can stop all the time. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Ooh, some say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. Oh, won't you help to sing another song of freedom? Is all I ever have. Redemption songs, redemption songs, these songs of freedom. Thanks for listening. Good night.